Rather lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a rather lovely version of the Beatles song In My Life. That, of course, was Mr. Ozzy Osbourne, who's here with us now. Ozzy, good morning, how are you?
I'm fine, Jonathan.
You look great. He's like the picture of health right now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do dope, I don't go out till the early hours of the morning. I'm quite boring these days.
Quad bikes?
Nope, no quite boring.
Thank
I
goodness for
haven't
that.
ridden one for a year. I've got the handlebars stuck in my shoulders.
The terrible thing about those things is they are great fun when you're
Yeah,
on them.
but you know what? How fast I was going when I crashed myself
How
up?
fast?
3 miles an hour.
Well, somehow that doesn't surprise me.
No, I was going down an embankment.
Oh, man.
And it's like a lever on the for
And it just off-
and my body weight, it's like pressed the lever down. I just
They are like the most, well, one of the most dangerous things you can ride around on, it
Well,
seems.
they reckon. They told me that the year I had my accident, which is like.
Was it last year or the year before? It was last year, I think.
Yeah, last year. 300 people worldwide died on them, and loads more got messed up on them.
You'd think they'd, sort of, make that a bit more public, perhaps. I mean, now we do know.
All they want to know is to do is sell the damn
Yeah,
things.
but they are fun when you're riding.
Oh yeah, they are.
Like those jet skis on the water as well. They're great fun.
Yeah.
You go on the side of a yacht, you know it. Anyway, that's by the by. You are well. That's good news. There was a time, presumably, when you thought maybe you wouldn't pull through after that. Would that be right?
Well, on the way to hospital, I'd severed my artery in my shoulder,
Oi.
severed my vein, severed all the nerves, and my lungs filled up with blood. And that, I'll show you that had to.
Oh, look at. Oh, yeah. There's an actual little sort of mark there where it's gone in. There's a hole in.
They punched put a pipe in and drained me out.
Oh, to drain your lungs out.
Yeah, and I paid 4-star.
Yeah. Put it straight back in the engine. He drove home with it. But, well, thank goodness you're with us, because you've become... Isn't it weird the way your career's gone on?
I know, it's just as a thing. I'm thinking, well, I'll give it another couple of tours and then I'll hang the mic up and then bash this
Boom.
TV thing.
Who would? No one would. I don't think anyone could have predicted that.
Absolutely, but saying that, as much good things came out of it. It equals with Sharon got cancer.
Yeah.
Kids all ended up on drugs.
You got burgled and all that
Burgled. And I just went home a week ago on
The fire?
Yeah, I'm sitting there, and all the firearms are going off in the house. I'm thinking, he just saying, at least give me a chance to put my suitcase down, whoever you are.
stuff. It's a terrible thing, though. When something like that happens at home, you never think it's what it is, do you? The fire alarm goes, if you don't think it's the fire alarm, you think...
I'm watching the
What's going on?
TV.
Yeah.
I'm watching the TV. I'm going, it must be on the TV. then it changes from this office scene to a forest, and I can still hear the fire alarm. I'm going, it must be a pretty big fire on this show.
But it's all okay. The fire
We
was
got no
put out.
panels in the house. So we're living in a tent in the field, you know.
Well, maybe that's the way you should live. You know,
Yeah.
keep it simple, then what's the worst that can happen?
Oh, don't tell me about heard of buffaloes from Callington.
But, you know, a lot of those things would have happened anyway, I guess. It wasn't
Yeah,
like the TV show did that for you. But the TV show now, I mean, you were kind of... I think people obviously liked your work with Sabbath. They liked your solo work, which we'll
Yeah.
get onto in a minute, because that's the kind of the box set that's out right now. But you were a well-loved character in your mind. But suddenly, people who've probably never ever listened to a Sabbath album and know who you are. And
I was in Boston when the show first took off. I'm sitting on. I'm coming down the stairs of a hotel, and this woman very proper woman comes up to me and goes, "Ozzy Osbourne," and I go, "Yeah." She goes, "What are you doing in Boston?" And I go, "I'm doing a show." She goes, "What kind of a show?" And I think she's gone mental. And I go, "A rock and roll show." She goes, "Oh, you do that also?" And that really.
She thought you were just a family guy.
She didn't realise I did. I've been doing that for 37 years now.
But that is so... Because my kids weren't aware what you were. They loved the Osbourne show. They were familiar. I mean, my daughter loved Kelly's album when it came out. And really, they liked seeing the kids on the show. Recently, she was watching MTV. She saw an old Aussie MTV. She said, "Oh, he's doing music as well now." I said, "No, that's the original. He started it all," and she loved it, which was a great thing, of course. Because I think the stuff you did, solo stuff, is underrated. It's kind of underappreciated. People always refer back to the Sabbath years.
I know he's like ex-Black Sabbath singer,
Yeah.
which I've been out of Black Sabbath longer than I was with them.
What
But
happened to all the other members of Black Sabbath, by the way?
we
They
still get together. We're doing Ozfest this year.
Oh, brilliant.
Together. We're all, the one thing we had a reunion at the NEC a few years ago, and it was good to bury the hatchet and just be friends. We weren't a band that was like manufactured. We were four local guys that jammed in a school hall and got a record contract, and off we went, you know.
And so you're back. You're going to do again Ozfest this year. You're
Yeah.
Let's talk about the years that when you went solo though, because I guess you had hits and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it always seemed to be sort of like once again overshadowed by your Sabbath years. I felt.
Well, it's kind of like that. Black Sabbath was the catalyst for my career. I came from out of the back street in Birmingham to playing the Los Angeles Forum and Madison Square Gardens within 3 years. I remember when I got my first record royalty advance. It was 105 quid, and I'm looking at these. I've never seen so much dough. I went out and bought myself a can of Brut. Make me smell that for the old tarts.
It's all changed now, of course.
Yeah.
Now you drink the Brut, I believe. So did you prefer being solo or did you prefer being part of a band?
I like the thing about being in Black Sabbath. If you try and do anything else musically, everybody is under the impression that all we ever did was satanic music. And there was some things without reference to that, but there's a lot of other things we tried to do.
They're a really good band. I always thought the bass player, you had a great bass player in Sabbath.
Geezer.
Yeah, really interesting kind of like bass configurations that he would put together. And I thought musically you underrate because basically people say Sabbath, Paranoid.
But like Tony Iommi, you got your Claptons, who's great, and Jimmy Page is great, and the list goes on. But Tony Iommi, he's responsible for more heavy metal riffs and strong, powerful.
Yeah.
And considering he had his fingers chopped off and he plays with false fingers.
When did he have his fingers chopped off?
When he works in a factory in a metal sheet.
Lord above.
But he plays with like plastic fingertips. I think he's great. I went to school with him.
Did the fingertips not ping off on stage?
I've said to him time after time and again. I said, like, how do you know when you're touching the strings? You don't know. I just do it.
I guess if it sounds right.
Yeah.
Now, what tracks are your favourites on this compilation? How many years does this collect stuff from?
It's some day. I mean, the record companies they do anything but a buck, There's some things that are taken from the album. There's demos. There's stuff that I did with other people. Because Sharon would say, Busta Rhymes wants you to go. Who's Busta Rhymes? Just go and turn up. So I'd go, and there'd be all these rappers and these guys with guns, and I'd be sitting there and go, how fast can you do this?
He wants to get out of there.
A recording session at the OK Corral,
It's all changed, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, in the old days, you never had that happen. You didn't have Martha Reeves taking out a contract on the Temptations. Now these guys are wiping each other out. It's like, what's going on?
And in America, they have these things they call posses. It's like one guy and 30 other guys, all with buckets of KFC, eating and throwing the bones around.
What are your favourite tracks on this? Listening back to your stuff.
It's kind of like the covers album is very interesting because I wanted to do a covers album for a long time.
Yeah.
But the thing, the one you got on this box set is only a proportion of what I've actually recorded. And later on up the road, I'm going to release that. I think there's about another. There's going to be about another seven tracks.
And did you choose the covers to do on this? Because that's disc 4. This is the album. The new box set is called Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness. It's got some fantastic photographs in the book that goes with it. Some brilliant ones, not just of you over the years, but also the family that are pretty familiar to all of us now, of course. And the disc 4 has all cover versions on it. There's 21st Century Schizoid Man, Mississippi Queen, All the Young Dudes, some other good ones. Presumably these are all songs that you've liked and admired.
Oh yeah, all the young dudes. I thought. Because we always, back in the day, we used to go, hey man, this, and then it would switch to dudes, and I thought, where did that word come from? And I thought it was from the Hoople song, but on Mississippi Queen, there's a reference to the word dudes in that,
Now, you know who wrote All Young Dudes, of course?
David Bowie.
Yeah, are you familiar with Bowie? Have you hung out with Bowie?
I love early. I liked his early stuff better than I like.
I can imagine you two duetting well together.
I met him once in Los Angeles, and we had a bit of a chat. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, but he's not. You're kind of different, though, I guess, aren't you?
Well, I'm adaptable.
But now he's a dad as well. Again, he's he's got a little baby. He's got how old is his baby now? About 2, I think.
About 2, yeah.
So. Is he still active? Is he still doing music?
He's still active, but he got a lollipop in his eye last year.
I can't say the word.
He was on stage, you must have been getting this, and someone threw a lolly. See, you get animals and stuff thrown at you. Someone threw a chupa at him and it hit him in the eye.
Do you know what? Somebody threw a pool ball.
Oh, no, did they?
I'm telling you, and I'm going, that's great. Ozzy, me. That really attracted my attention,
Don't do that. Don't throw
and it was a number 6 ball,
At least throw an 8 if you're going to throw one. All right, let's listen to All the Young Dudes. It's track 3
I've got it queued up
on the album. This is the 4th disc on the lavish and rather beautiful Ozzy Osbourne Prince of Darkness box set, which is out now. I can hear how much you're enjoying doing that. You can just hear it.
We had a blast doing it.
And was that Simon Cowell on backing vocals?
No.
Are you going to be doing that live at Ozfest when you're back with the Black Sabbath fellas?
No, it's just because I've put in so many compilations of my stuff that I wanted to do a covers album for a long time, and so
sneak some out on this, a bit of a taster, really.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the family a bit if we can, because I know the Osbournes is finished now.
Yeah.
The series as such. That was years you did that for, wasn't it? A few years.
3 years. In the beginning, it was great fun, but when you see a show of like 25 minutes, that's taken down from a week's filming.
So they're with you all the time. It must
from 7 in the morning till 2 or 3 the next morning, and some mornings you forget that you open your door and just like.
I bet I can imagine. It's
towards the end, I was losing it with them. I was using it.
And you're getting to the stage where, quite rightly, you're going to start getting grumpy anyway.
Oh yeah.
As we get older, we all get a bit grumpy. That's fair.
I mean, when it's in your house, you got nowhere to go. You got nowhere to go. Somebody says we do that. They take you. Film you when you're on in the bathroom, in the toilet. I said, no way.
Yeah. Well, you think that, but there's a special coming out, apparently. hidden camera stuff. But I love watching the show. There's a few questions I have about it. One is, a lot of the time you're seen in the kitchen, colouring in.
Well, I'm not colouring in.
Well, you are colouring in.
Well, when I'm stoned.
Yeah, but you've got. I've never seen so many coloured pens in my life. You've got about 20 of every colour there.
I know, but when I go in, I just like to get bundles of them.
Yeah, but the 20. I'm jealous. I'm sitting. I'm thinking I've got to get more pencils. The number he's got there, but essentially it's like you have these kind of quite elaborate. Pre-drawn things. Is that right?
No, not pre-drawn. I just invent them as I go along.
So you draw the thing in the black first?
Yeah, and then I colour.
I thought it was like a colour by numbers thing.
No.
Because I heard someone say, he's downstairs doing artwork. I thought artwork is colouring in. I didn't realise you did the work itself.
Yeah, it's just like doodling, you know.
And what do you do with your doodles?
I get them in frames, and I look quite good.
Well, they'd be nice for charity. You should give some of those away to charity.
Yeah.
I'm not that I should tell you what to do, but you could do. How many animals have you got in your life at the moment, do you think?
I think with the deer and the dogs.
Deer.
We've got about 30 animals.
30 animals. How many dogs?
19.
We
love the smell of dog shite in the
I can imagine your house must stink, because I've only got 2 dogs and my house stinks.
But I mean, the thing is, if you've got a dog, you got to get up at the same time every morning and open the door, because so when he wants to take a dump, he just got it. He's going to do it. I mean, in dog language, it's like, hey man, if they're going to get up, I'm going to go.
Fair enough. My little boy has his Boston Terrier sleep on his bed at night, and once or twice I've gone up in the morning. A little bit too late. It's at the foot of his bed. The kid doesn't even notice. He goes, yeah, never mind. Never mind. Let's clean it up, shall we? He'd sit in the room with it all day. He doesn't seem to bother him.
I mean, my Kelly will come on with another little fluff ball, and I go, oh no, I've got to get another shovel now.
Dad has to do the cleaning up. Now,
Kelly, but I'm a rock star. Rock stars don't walk around with a shovel and
Well, you used to be a rock star, but unfortunately we've seen behind the scenes now.
Yes.
Now you're a regular human being.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kelly. I think Kelly is a beautiful young woman.
Thank you.
She's blossomed into a beautiful young woman.
She has just done a new album, a dance record, which is amazing, and it's getting a lot of good reviews.
But I like the first album. I know she was everyone gave it a hard time, including, it seems like the family. You turned around and said, it wasn't what it should have been. I rather liked the first album. I thought the single was great.
I mean, with Kelly, she's got bigger balls than most guys, she's like, takes after her mother, you know.
Yeah. Well, her mum is quite a character.
Yeah, she's got a reputation.
But I noticed in one of the Osbournes recently, you were bemoaning the fact that when she goes out in the evening, this is Kelly not showing. She goes out. She's often got the cleavage on display.
Yeah, I keep saying that she's going to go up the wrong alleyway one night, and she ain't going to come. She's going to go out with him.
But Ozzy, all kids go out like that nowadays.
But I'm becoming like my dad used to be, you know.
But when you were a youngster, you went out, and you were a young man. You liked seeing the girls like that in clubs, didn't you?
I was always pissed, so I didn't.
Well, I just think there's a double standard at work here, Ozzy. I'll be honest with you. It's like the other
No,
guy's like,
how old are you, Jonathan?
Never mind that. We'll get to that in a minute. But I know. I've seen some of your videos. You've got vampires writhing around with their, bubblies on display, and then you're saying, Kelly, do that.
She's got a pair of knockers to boast about.
She's got a fine set. There's no two ways about it. But I just, you've got to let them do what they want.
If she's listening to this, she'll be going, yes, Dad.
Yeah,
that Jonathan Ross is such a cool guy.
Obviously, my daughter is going to be signed up for the monastery soon, and she won't. But I noticed when there was a dispute of any sort on the phone like that, when you phone Sharon, she immediately agrees with you. It's a great way of calming things down, isn't it?
It's what she does. If I'm going to give it a good old rollick, she goes, you know what, Ozzy, you're absolutely right, and then it's dead.
It's not a bad lesson learned from that in a relationship. Even if you don't believe it,
I'm going, she's done it again, la 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 la, and she'll come through, and I'll go, Sharon, will you stop doing whatever? And she goes, you know what, you're right, and then I'll go, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely, and it's diffused, and then they go back to doing it.
Yeah.
In the room. Do you still watch the History Channel, Mike?
All the time.
Oh, you see, a man of a certain age relies on the History Channel to get him through the day.
But I'm a Second World War buff.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Men of a certain age love the Second World War. Stalingrad.
Yep.
Hitler in his bunker.
Yep.
Loves it. Looking at the new weapons that were introduced.
In fact, they would call my room in the house the bunker.
Have you seen the new film Downfall?
I want to see that film.
I haven't seen it yet. I can't wait to go and see it.
Everybody says it's brilliant.
We got it.
But it's got subtitles and I'm dyslexic.
I tell you what, come with me and I'll do what I do with my littlest kid. She's dyslexic. I'll read them out for you. And the good thing, if you're with me, I can do the accents. Right? Can you imagine if you went to see that film, there's a bloke behind doing the German accent? Hitler said, "Oh no, I must not go out now. I'm feeling slightly poorly.
I think I need another pill.
I think I need another Reich." But it is something about that period, isn't it? It's a fascinating period.
It's when the world went completely nuts,
And it's so dramatic, of course. It was so kind of intense. And there's nothing... and I think as well, what part of the appeal is, it seems, certainly with the benefit of hindsight, it seems a just war.
Oh, yeah.
And normally you look back at any sort of strife and it's interesting because men like looking at weapons, how they're built, how they're used.
There's something phallic about it.
Well, I saw a couple of hours, there was a documentary about the different guns they introduced and how one gun superseded another gun and this gun would have tied the top. I just said nothing. I'm just watching men firing guns for 2 hours. It's great. It
in America, I went down to a shooting range one
Why
time.
does that surprise none of us?
And I go in and I go, do you rent guns? She says, oh yeah, man, we rent guns. I go, give me the biggest, baddest thing you've got. So they give me this gun. It was a 44 Magnum, and they called it the Grizzly. Right. And I got a regular 44, and I put me in my own range, the public range. And I'm like, bang, and there's bullet shells flying everywhere. And this guy comes in and he goes, hey man, will you stop John Wayne, man? Bullets flying all over the place.
But it's obviously we're against actual harm being caused to people.
But you know, have you been seeing this thing, Jonathan, about this poor woman that just pulled the tube out and she died?
Yeah,
the right to life.
Yeah.
What I can't understand about that is the right to life with this woman that's been in a coma for 15 years. Yet every day over there, about must be a couple of hundred people get shot to death. Don't they have a right to life?
Yeah, but things don't. There's no actual logic to it, and we know this because it's a kind of a warped worldview. That's essentially it. And you're saying to people you shouldn't do that because it causes harm to others. They don't want to listen because they don't want to. They're
and then if I hear again, it's not guns that kill people; it's people that kill people. I don't get that.
Well, what they're saying, of course, is we want to keep hold of our guns. That's all it is. But you see, you like having the chance to go out and fire a gun for a day.
Yeah, in a range and leave the gun there.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm with you. Don't start on me about it. I've got no guns. I've got some catapults.
When that guy burgled my house,
yeah,
I'm a sleepwalker, so I'm walking around the house stark naked. 4 o'clock in the morning, I walk into Shannon's bedroom, dressing room, and there's this guy with a ski mask on. Bent down behind. I'm thinking I'm dreaming. And you, believe me, I'm not the heroic type.
Yeah,
I usually go, Sharon, you got a visitor. But what do? I run at this guy, get him in a headlock, and I go to myself, now what do I do?
Yeah.
And then I go, what if he gets the better of me? And then I go, what if he's gay?
You know what? I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I don't think you're top of the gay icons list. You know, I think the smiley faces on the knees kill the passion as far as the gay man's concerned. But that's a horrible thing to have had to go through, and I'm sorry you went through that. It's an awful thing.
You know, it's Mondays. I mean, the bad thing is Shannon lost a bunch of jewellery. The good thing is we didn't get married.
They're only things at the end of the day.
Yeah, sure. You can't take them with you when you go.
Ozzy, I think we'll probably play one more track. We should say goodbye to you, I guess, because I know you've got to go home and count your jewels or something.
Yeah.
You've certainly got dogs to clear up after.
Yeah.
Are you going to get any more pets, do you think?
Good. Why are you asking a question? Does a bear crap in the woods?
Yeah. As we speak, I should imagine Sharon's in a pet store picking up strays.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you again. Thanks so much for coming in. And good luck. The album, Prince of Darkness, is a 4-album set, Ozzy Osbourne. There's some great tracks on it. You can reacquaint yourself with Ozzy's solo years, but also there's that disc 4, which is all the cover versions. All of them, every one a winner. And it ends with number 10, Changes.
Which I've got, which is with Kelly Osbourne.
Which was
such
a lovely... It was a Christmas number 1, wasn't it?
Yeah,
there you go. This is Ozzy and Kelly. Ozzy, great to see you again. Take care of yourself.
God bless you.
See you soon.